Hello, Wobbly Phil here. A couple of weeks ago, I asked a question on the Three Phils channel community page along the lines of, what was your first motorcycle? As most of my viewers are, like me, long-term bikers and of a certain age, I was expecting a fair few fizzies, a smattering of BSA Bantams, the occasional Lambretta or Vespa, and maybe one or two more exotic machines like a Gorelli. But no, some of what you came up with surprised me, like a Russian 350 and a motorcycle manufactured in the Garden of England. I've selected the best of the bunch. Let's get going. For the record, I had an ancient Mobylette, which gave up the ghost after 2 months riding it, followed by a brand new Norton Villiers Triumph Easy Rider, which gave up the ghost in less than half that time. We quickly renamed the NVT Easy Rider the not very terrific Difficult Rider. But whatever your first ride, it was a passport to independence and freedom, to getting away from your hometown and exploring the world, and to distracting you from more traditional teenage summer holiday pursuits like shoplifting, twocking, or setting fire to Grandad's wig. Of course, it depended on where in the world you were living as to what your first foray into the wonderful world of two-wheelers looked like, and many of you reported being able to jump on a bike at the tender age of 14, whether because of the local laws where you were, or maybe because you grew up on a farm with plenty of private acreage to practice on, which is why some of your first bikes were larger than 50cc's. The ubiquitous Honda featured big. The definitely uncool but cute Honda Cub was in there.
A Honda is easy to ride. Even your brother-in-law can master it in minutes. And as for economy, a Honda never gulps gas.
As it was bound to be, with over 100 million units sold since it was launched in 1958. It seems that cheap, reliable two-wheel motoring was, in all likelihood, mostly what we preferred. Or these may have been the only things we found that vaguely resembled a motorcycle under a tarp at the back of the woodshed. One contributor started their lifelong motorcycle journey on a Bridgestone 90. Yep, that's right, the Japanese tyre manufacturer used to make motorcycles. In effect, most Bridgestones were exported to the US. These two-stroke singles and twins were quite technologically advanced, with oil injection as opposed to the old-school squirt it in the petrol tank and shake it all about method. They even saw some success on the track in 1966. British bikes also featured. We had a BSA Bantam, of course, but also a Triumph T20 Tiger Cub, and even a Velocette LE, affectionately known as the Noddy bike. Moving up to the 250cc class and beyond, honourable mentions were made of the Honda MT250 and the Yamaha DS7 250, but even more interestingly, we had a rare 350 from Russia. IZH, an offshoot of the Russian Lada car group, made the 350 Planeta Sport for a few years in the mid-1970s, and they were, by all accounts, great little bikes. With around 32 horsepower and a claimed top speed of 140 kilometers per hour, they were initially a joint venture with Yamaha and sold in the UK under the Cossack name. But I've saved the best until last, as one viewer's first ride was the Norman B2 Sport. Norman was a marque based in my home county of Kent in the south of England, and was, to the best of my knowledge, the only mass producer of motorcycles that ever existed there. Starting in the mid-1930s, for 30 years they knocked out up to 700 motorcycles a week.
Listen to the power.
The company's most famous and best-selling product was the Norman Nippy, a 50cc moped, and there were still plenty of them trundling around my neck of the Kentish woods in the 1970s. You could pick them up for pennies, and even 40 years after production stopped, they could be bought for next to nothing. This example made a paltry £103.50 at Bonhams in 2007. Part of the Dover Transport Museum collection is given over to motorcycles, many of which appear to be Normans. It has been visited and filmed by His Motorcycling Holiness, Henry Cole. But if you'd like me to take a ride down there and check it out, let me know in the comments. It's not too far from Three Fills Central. Who knows, I might even take an exciting detour to Norman Road, a short ride away, which was named after the Norman factory site which this road was built on. A hearty Three Fills thanks to everyone who contributed their first bikes for this video, and I hope you enjoyed this ride down Nostalgia Alley. If you did, then please consider liking, subscribing, commenting and sharing to let YouTube know we're doing something right here at Three Fills. Thank you.